and welcome to Maisha Prime News. My name is Rida Chebet Heri. The ODM chief Raila Odinga has taken his Azimio la Umoja campaign to Rift Valley in a bid to get more Kenyans to register as voters on the road to 2022 general elections. The former premier on Friday toured Eldoret, where he drummed up support for his 2022 bid. Bushebi Jr. brings us the full report from Eldoret.
Lady, please, harakisha bea kibuyu ya maziwa. Asante sana.
ODM leader Raila Odinga made a tour of Eldoret scheduled on Friday, where he addressed several rallies. Raila met delegates from 5 counties in Eldoret to push his Azimio la Umoja agenda before addressing meetings in the town.
Nimesikia wanapiga hii maneno, wanasema sisi tumeleta hii inaitwa nini? Bottom. Hiyo ni mambo ya wash. Hiyo ni mambo ya wash. Kwa sababu yuko mtu hapa anakuambia nitarogota ushuru yenu na nitarudisha kwenu wale ambao hawajiwezi. Wewe unaongea juu ya bottom up ambaye sijui ni kutoka chini kwenda juu iende wapi. Sasa mambo ya wash hatuwezi kuingia.
Watu ya wheelbarrow hawachaketi chini na sisi. Acha tuambia anataka rais, tunasikia kwa few sasa. Ama waliketi chini na nyinyi? Wameketi chini na nyinyi? Lakini papa amekuja ya kwanza.
Tumesema ni Raila rais, the president. Na wale wanataka kusukuma hiyo mambo ingine, tunasikia kuna wheelbarrow inasukumwa. Sisi tunawaambia uhakikishie, unajua kubeba wheelbarrow ni ngumu, ni kazi gumu sana.
Wakati watu wengi wako wanajua baba anaweza stay hapa Rift Valley. Nilipigia my party leader akaniambia mkae kwa anche, mkaribishe baba atunguke kila mahali sehemu hii. Kwa hivyo tukiwa hapa wanabibilia tuko na ruhusa kutoka wa party leader. Na kwa sababu tunajua wa party leader anaenda kustaafu, kupitia anche tukagundua kuna shida mingi hii Kenya. Waliketi baba na ndugu yake Uhuru waliketi, tukapewa BBI. Tunataka rege iendelee ama namna gani? Na raundi hii tutaamusha rege na makura zetu 2022. Kura ndio itafanya nini? Itaamusha rege. Wangapi wanasema tuamushe rege?
Mambo ya mabwawa ya Kimarer na Ror na ile pesa ambayo ilikuliwa huko, na vile vile manake kulikuwa na mahitaji ya kujenga hizi mabwawa, ingawaje wezi ilitokea, lakini sio ndio sababu sasa kusimamisha ujenzi hizi mabwawa. Tena mkaongea juu ya floor spa kule Keyo, ambayo nataka ifufushwe ili ajira ipatikane kwa vijana na vile vile pesa ipatikane kwa serikali. Alafu mkaongea juu ya mambo ya wale watu ambao walikuwa evicted kule Mau, mambo ya resettlement. Tuko na ma-IDPs wengi zaidi. Pia Mau iko, ukenda Nganela hii Naivasha, kila mahali kuna watu ambao walikuwa evicted, sasa zaidi ya miaka 10 wanakaa pale kwa kama refugees, wakimbizi ndani ya nchi yao. Haya yote nataka yatatuliwe.
Mimi katika sehemu nyingine niliambiwa siasa yangu iishie Itemu. Nisijaribu hata cross boundary kuja Wasingishu. Nilipigiwa hewa mpaka hapo. Lakini leo nikisimama hapa, mimi nafanya siasa ya North, nafanya siasa ya Rift Valley, na pia tutafanyia baba siasa ya Kenya mzima.
His allies, led by Elgeyo Marakwet Governor Alex Tulgos and politician Kip Korir Menjo, welcomed the ODM boss when he met more than 300 delegates from Uasin Gishu, Nandi, Trans Nzoia, Baringo and Elgeyo Marakwet, among other areas.
All over the world, farming is subsidized. If you go to the United States, they protect their farmers. You go to Europe, they protect their farmers. That's why they will import very little from other markets, but ensure that what is being produced by the local farmers is consumed past the internal market. And this we must do here also. We have also tea, coffee and so on.
It is the first time since the last election that Raila visited the region, where Ruto enjoys wide support, although the opposition chief has a considerable following in the region. Raila addressed 2 meetings in Eldoret town and at Langas on his way to the Eldoret airport on his way to Mumias for other events.
Tunataka kuona Kenya mpya. Hii Kenya mpya tunaanza kuona ndani ya miaka 5 ijayo. Manake mimi na Kibaki tulileta ile kilomita Rosa 2030 Vision 2030. Vision 2030 was aimed to lift Kenya to a third world economy.
The ODM boss was in Turkana on Thursday, welcomed by Governor Josephat Nanok, his former ally who decamped to Ruto's UDA party. Tulgos is the only governor in the North Rift supporting Raila. The ODM chief is also reviving his networks as he seeks to make inroads in the region, as the party is set to reopen all its offices in Rift Valley in readiness for the 2022 polls. The party, along with KANU and Chama cha Mashinani, will compete with the dominant UDA party, which has recruited more than 1.5 million members. Songok, an ally of Raila and one of the ODM strategists in the region, say that they are preparing for a major political battle for Raila to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Tutaweka wizara ya vijana, Ministry for Youth Affairs, tutakuwa na National Youth Commission, which will be dealing with affairs of the youth, to ensure that the youth gets the kind of recognition that they require. Hata kwa serikali tutaweka vijana kama ni waziri.
He warned that the former NASA parties ANC, Wiper and ODM should not risk going it alone because they would give a chance to undeserving opponents. Both Raila and Ruto are scheming for the top seat, with indications that they will face off during the polls. Reporting for Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambushabe Jr.
And still in matters politics, Deputy President William Ruto took his campaigns to the coastal part of the country. The DP rubbished the claims by his opponents linking him to corruption scandals. Antonio Sundo brings us that report.
Deputy President William Ruto on Thursday returned to the coastal region for a 6-day tour with a political plan of visiting Taita Taveta, Kwale, Kilifi, Lamu and Mombasa.
Wanataura wanasema rero. Hey! Leo.
Ruto was in Taita Taveta on Thursday morning, where he met boda operators and small-scale traders hosted by Taita Taveta women rep Lydia Haika.
Lakini huyu Samuel Ruto alikuwa kaunti yake ya Uasin Gishu inapata pesa nyingi sana. Lakini kwa kujinyima na kwa kukosa ubinafsi akasema pwani haiwezi kosa pesa lakini sisi tupate. akawachilia pesa ya akaunti yake, akahakikisha ile formula imeanguka. Ni mbwana si mbwana? Huyu bwana ni mbwana si mbwana?
Sema leo
Ruto was in Taita Taveta on Thursday morning, where he met boda operators and small-scale traders hosted by Taita Taveta women rep Lydia Haika.
Lakini huyu Samuel Ruto alikuwa kaunti yake ya Uasin Gishu inapata pesa nyingi sana, lakini kwa kujinyima na kwa kukosa ubinafsi akasema pwani haiwezi kosa pesa, lakini sisi tupate. Akawachilia pesa ya akaunti yake, akahakikisha ile formula imeanguka. Ni mbwana si mbwana? Huyu bwana ni mbwana si mbwana?
Sema Arambe! Arambe! Arambe!
On Saturday, he is expected to meet UDA grassroots leaders in Mombasa and have a series of meetings with his supporters being hosted by Nyali MP Muhammad Ali and former Mombasa Senator Hassan Omar. Ruto is reportedly looking for support from his grassroots people. On Sunday, the DP will attend a church service at the Miritini, Mombasa, before heading a meeting with all UDA aspirants in the coastal region on Monday at the Wild Waters Complex. Antonio Sundwa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
The self-confessed serial killer turned fugitive Masten Wanjala has been killed by an irate crowd in Namahale in Bungoma County. Meanwhile, police officers linked to his escape from custody have been released on 100,000 cash bail. Philip Simiu reports.
The self-confessed serial killer Masten Wanjala is dead. According to reports from police in Bungoma, the 20-year-old fugitive was beaten to death by a mob at Mukwea village in Bungoma County on Friday morning, just days after he escaped police custody in Nairobi.
Kuna wale watu wao katika hiyo ofisi ya kuhakikisha kwamba hao mabusu wamekuwa secured. Na kwa hivyo hao ndio officers ambaye walikuwa wanataka kutuelezea huyu mtu ni kwa nini alizapia na alienda katika hali gani.
The area chief Boniface Ndiera confirmed the incident, saying he had received a phone call from one of the residents who claimed that Wanjala had been spotted.
Nashangaa how comes eti kulilost stima, Wanjala akavunja gate ya hiyo mlango ambayo hiyo cell ya ndani iko na lock, akavunja gate ya pili, akavunja ya tatu, honestly tusichezeane, sisi si watu hii. Tuambieni tu what is not happening.
On realizing that his cover had been blown, Wanjala reportedly took to his heels with scores of local residents hot at his work. According to neighbors, he then dashed into a neighbor's home and locked himself inside as a mob that was baying for his blood gathered. Wanjala escaped from custody at the Jogoo Road police station on October 13th, where he was being held.
Inaambia kila vijana wote wa area hii na wa area ingine na wa location hii na wa sub location hii, maneno kama haya ila ambao tulisikia hao tuliona kwa TV sio maneno mazuri. Hiyo ni maneno mbaya. Lazima watoto wasome na wajua ya kwamba inji hii ni inji ya amani. Kama mtoto anataka akae kwa inji hii ya amani, afuate masharti ya serikali, akae na amani kwa inji hii. Na hiyo kama mimi mkasa, hiyo ambao mimi nataka tukuishi.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambushabi Junior.
And the husband of the former world cross-country champion Agnes Tirop, who was murdered, has been arrested. According to the DCI, Tirop's husband, who is the prime suspect in the incident, was arrested on Thursday evening in Mombasa and is set to be arraigned in court. The family of the slain athlete revealed that their daughter was in a strained relationship with the suspect before her untimely death. Tirop's lifeless body, which was stab wounds on the neck, was found at her house in Iten, Elgeyo Marakwet County on Wednesday.
Kwa nyumba nikampata Agnes kwa room yangu. Agnes, hiyo ilikuwa mara ya kwanza nikisikia kitu akisema nataka niende nyumbani. Na naenda nyumbani wiki 2. Nikashangaa. Nikauliza, umesema unaenda nyumbani wiki 2. Shida imekuwa nini? Akajaribu kuwa open kwangu. Akaniambia, unaonaje? Huyu mtu amenitesa for a long time. Ati since akiwa kwa Rentals alikuwa anamtesa.
We once more condemn this atrocious murder in the highest possible terms. Nothing justifies taking the life of another person. Albeit the circumstances leading to this incident remain unclear, this was a death that was quite unnecessary and a huge blow not only to the athletics fraternity, but also the local sporting industry, of which Tirop was one of the fastest rising stars. It will pain us because Tirop's death is the latest in a series of misfortunes that have befallen various athletes in recent past.
Calendar which was brought by the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, parents, teachers and students have raised divergent views, with parents claiming that the period is too short, putting into consideration that they have to raise fees as their children go back to school. Here is the full report. Schools are yet to settle after its resumption on Tuesday this week for the second term. This is after a one-week break in line with the crash learning program following the disruption caused on the school calendar by COVID-19 pandemic. Parents, teachers and students have not taken well the short break directed by the Ministry of Education, with parents decrying short time, especially in getting school fees. In Holera Boys Secondary School, which is located in Matungu constituency in Kakamega County, the school resumed the operations on Tuesday. The school principal, Mr. Zachary, highlights some of the challenges brought by the short break, with the major one being fee payment by parents.
Thank you. My name is Zachary Nyanskera Momanyi, Senior Principal, St. Mathias Holera Boys. We are aware that the school time has been shortened, and therefore we take every minute very seriously, and we started our programs promptly as the students reported. We are already teaching our students, and all our teachers are on duty, very hard working. All our non-teaching staff members are on duty, very hard working.
Adherence to COVID-19 protocols is also one of the challenges faced by the school, as the school infrastructures is not enough to be able to maintain the 1 meter rule.
Just as it could be in any other school, the COVID pandemic has taken its toll on all of us in terms of time, in terms of resources. But we still believe that together with the COVID, we still must manage to move ahead with education, because while these several other things can wait, but education cannot wait. As an enabler, we have to take it on. So we have also put in place mechanisms to prevent cases where possibly the infections could come up, including the hand washing, use of sanitizers, the use of masks by the parents and the students and all our visitors. We insist on that. We have tried to do the social distancing when encourage students to do it. Matters is a challenge, but they try.
He is appealing to the BOG and parents to come up with ways and support the school.
As a tradition at the school, we don't send away students, especially on opening, because we allow them to settle. We engage our parents and guardians on taking their responsibility in terms of payments, which we are doing through our class teachers. They are contacting our parents to remind them areas where they have not done well, including providing the basics that the students require. We sometimes have students coming in and they don't even come any shopping, but we get to engage their parents and they are able to go out of their way to support the children.
Elsewhere, the situation was similarly the same in Koyonzo Boys Secondary School in Kakamega County. As narrated by the school principal, Mr. Boaz, parents are having a hard time in raising school fees due to the short period provided. As narrated by the school principal, Mr. Boaz, parents are having a hard time in raising school fees due to the short period provided.
It is my pleasure to say that we are very ready for term 2, and that the mean target that we have set as a school to attain, that is 6.4, we are very optimistic that we're going to attain that mean. Our systems, all systems go, our departments are functional, we have put down all our academic programs in place, and the payment of school fees is a little bit low, and we are realizing that quite a number of parents have a feeling that the vacation is so short and that they have not prepared very well to pay school fees for their children.
Fatigue to students is also one of the main challenges addressed by Mr. Boaz, saying that the holiday plays a key role in enabling students to refresh their minds.
That's a challenge that is there, but I know it was brought about because of COVID. Since 2020, the tablets have been squeezed, tablets have been put short, have been shortened, that is. And we do believe, according to the ministry's timelines now, things are going to normalize in 2023. We are likely to resume back to our normal academic calendar. The other bit that we are experiencing, or we foresee as a possibility as a school, is that because of the squeezed timelines, academic timelines, there's a likelihood of burnout or fatigue on the part of students. And as a school, we've sat down, we have looked at it, and we have seriously activated the co-curricular sector of our school to help ease off any possible burnout, or ease off any possible fatigue. We have also engineered aggressively our G&C department to put our boys up to speed of what is expected of them in the phase of this shortened period or shortened duration of our academic school calendar. So precisely what I can say is that for us in Koyonzo, it is all systems go, and that we are optimistic that moving forward we are going to attain the targeted mean score. Thank you.
Despite the shortcomings,
My
Mr.
name
Boaz
is
believes that the school will achieve the projected mean score of 6.4 in the national exams. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Rita Chibet Kerry. And Wasafi self-help group in Bungoma County, which is determined to help children who cannot afford to pay school fees on Friday, came to the aid of Niva Omoding, who is expected to join Kenya School of Law and Revenue Allocation, KESRA. Here's the full report.
Registered under community-based organization CBO, Bungoma Market Business Community, commonly known as Wasafi, is determined to solve communities-based problems affecting the society. For instance, covering medical bills, paying school fees for needy students, among others.
Mimi naitwa Kitui Wepuhuru. Mimi ni mfanyabiashara wa Bungoma Market Business Community ya hapa. Kulingana na vile imeambiwa na mama wenzangu hapa, sisi tumekuwa na changamoto kubwa sana.
It was a good Friday for Omoding Niva after the organization came up with an aid of fundraising for her school fees at KESRA University, Nairobi, after passing well in her KCSE at Namachanja High School.
Kwa majina ni Omoding Niva Atiang. Niko leo hapa hivi town kwa mchango, sokoni hapa hivi kwa mchango ya school fees. Nilianza kusoma masomo yangu ya primary Bungoma DB, nikafaulu, nikaenda na Machanja High School, nikafanya mtihani yangu vizuri, lakini kwa sababu ya changamoto ambayo tulikuwa nayo nyumbani, sikuweza kutarajia hiyo marks ambayo nilipata. lakini nashukuru Mungu kwa ile ambaye hiyo alama ambaye alinipa, at least itanifikisha mahali in life.
The trainee who was joining Kesra University on early October said it has been a struggle on the journey of education, as she only depends on her father, who is just a small businessman in Bungoma town.
Na mimi niliitwa Kesra University kufanya diploma in tax administration, lakini kwa sababu ya school fees sikuweza kumanage kwenda. Wenzangu walishaenda, hiki ni week 2 tayari wameshaanza kusoma, hata sijui wamefika wapi, but najua wamefika mahali. Sana mamangu ni mfanya biashara hapa soko kubwa. Hii mambo ya jua kali tu, anauza nyanya, vitunguu hizo. Babangu anaitwa Abel, anajulikana na wengi hata stage wapi, soko za nje, Kabkateni, Momias, huko yote. Yeye alikuwa anauza watermelon. Lakini since 2019 hiyo ugonjwa yeze kumshika, hajai kukanyaga tena sokoni. Tumengangana tu hivyo na life mpaka at this moment yenye tumefika. Lakini tunashukuru Mungu kwa life.
Niva is seeking for help from any well-wisher who can step in to help the child with school fees payment.
Maombi yangu tu, naimiza wahisani ambao watajitokeza kunisaidia kwa masomo, kwa sababu ili niweze kuachieve my dreams na niweze kusaidia familia yangu. Hata hivi ninavyoongea hivi saizi, na nikiongea hivi, baba yangu ako hospitali, ni mgonjwa, anaugua diabetes. Aliweza kukatwa mguu ya left last year December, na this year alipona hiyo mguu, lakini this year hapo mwezi wa 4 kitu tena ikamgwara mguu mwingine yenye ilikuwa imesalia, ikafanyika kwa kidonda kubwa, na last Friday alizo tena kukatwa hiyo mguu ambayo alikuwa amesalia nayo. Sasa yeye ndio alikuwa breadwinner kwa familia yetu, na yeye ndio tulikuwa tunamtegemea.
The Bungoma Market Business Community members are now calling on the Bungoma County Boss Wycliffe Wangamati to step in for help.
Mke wake yuko hapo anatoa machozi kwa ajili ya mume wake, akijiuliza watoto wangu watakula nini, watasoma aje. Lakini tukaona kama sisi wamama na wafanyabiashara wengine, mandugu na madada, tuungane pamoja ili tuweze kumuondolea mzigo mmoja, kwa sababu tukipeleka huyu mtoto shuleni hata wazazi watafurahi. Abel amekuwa mzee mzuri, ametusaidia.
Saizi hana miguu zote mbili, amekuwa totally disabled. Tafadhali tusimame na hii jamii, maana hata wakati ambapo anaugua mama pia alifunga biashara, hafanyi. Hata chakula ni shida, kila kitu ni shida. Kwa hivyo mtusaidie, tusaidiane ili tuone kwamba hii jamii inaimarika kimaisha.
For Prime News Maisha Television, I'm Philip Simi.
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka now says his key vision will be to midwife a green gold revolution where agriculture will be at the center stage of growing the economy. He made these remarks when he graced the Senate Committee on...
We're continuing our shared fight against COVID. The United States has donated 2.8 million doses of vaccine to Kenya as part of a 50 million doses we've donated to the African Union. And I'm proud to announce that today that we're making an additional historic one-time donation of 17 more million doses of J&J vaccine to the AU. And we're going to be sending some more by the end of the year to Kenya. And today we're going to discuss what more Kenya and the United States can do together on the Horn of Africa to advance peace and security. And we're also going to talk about strengthening the financial transparency and accelerating economic growth. You've spoken to that, Mr. President. I want to talk to you about that.
We are also keenly and very grateful to this strong position, especially with regard to climate change. This is an area where Kenya has made tremendous progress in her own right and where we are firmly committed to the Paris Agreement, and we're glad to see the United States has now rejoined, and we look forward to working very closely together on that particular agenda which, as you know, our country, our continent is the least in terms of emitting, but pays the highest price. So we welcome your leadership in this area, and I look forward to having the opportunity to discuss that further with you. Keenly also wanting to engage, as we have been already, with the President on the issue of trade and investment between our two countries, which I believe is vital, not only in terms of further entrenching American interests on the continent, but also in helping us also achieve our social and economic agenda. So that's another agenda that we
In December 2019, a new respiratory illness referred to as COVID-19 caused by a novel coronavirus was first detected in the central Chinese city of Wuhan. Within the first 5 weeks of the outbreak, tens of thousands of people were infected and more than 1,000 died. The outbreak has been categorized as a public health emergency by the World Health Organization. Not surprisingly, the virus is having economic impact throughout the world, and the major economic sectors in Kenya have not been spared. Traders have been forced to close their businesses, downgrade, or survive with losses or low income. Health measures imposed in Kenya, such as curfew, have left many businesses hurting, and this is the impact of COVID-19 on traders.
With the state of the pandemic in the nation, the restrictions given to curb the spread of coronavirus seem to be affecting most of the small-scale businesses, as the traders feel being left out of the plan after the Minister of Health came up with some restrictions such as curfews to curb its spread. Inter-county movement restrictions has largely affected this sector, as most of the traders cannot import their items freely as they used to do. Curfews and lockdowns have also reduced the distance between the traders and the buyers, as many of the Kenyans fear the threat of being infected by the virus, forcing them to sit at home and avoid crowded areas. Other things like masking and sanitizing have also affected some traders, as they have increased the budget rate that they were not used to before.
Mama anatoroka saloon kwa sababu mambo ni magumu, lakini KRA imemfuata paka kwa jikoni.
We met Josephine Ochogo, a hospitality dealer in the main market of Bungoma town in Bungoma County.
Kwa majina naitwa Josephine Ochogo. Mimi ni mfanyabiashara wa hapa Bungoma County Council Market, main market. Sisi tunahusika na vitu kama ya upishi. Tunapika varieties of foodstuffs. Tunapika mboga za kienyeji sana sana. Tunapika nyama ya kukaushwa, mandazi, mboga za kienyeji, ugali za kienyeji, hata omena kwa lugha yenye imejulikana. Tulikuwa na upungufu wa hizi manguo za mitumba. Awali nilikuwa kwa mitumba. Sasa nilionelea chakula haitakosa market. Ndio nikaja nikaomba nafasi hapa kwa Bungoma Municipal Market. Ndio nikapewa hii fursa. Professionally I'm an hotelier, lakini kwa sababu kazi ni duni hapa kwetu, nikaonelea at least nianze kidogo kidogo, hata hawa watu wangu wapate pia kidogo kidogo, wasiombe, wasiibe. Ni ajira hata kwa hawa mayouths wako busy hapa. Ushuru haina tatizo. Ni vile tu vile COVID-19 iliingia, shida yenye tuko na, changamoto yenye tunapitia. Awali tulikuwa na watoto wa shule walikuwa wanatupromote sana kwa mambo na lunch. Vile COVID iliingia, wakuu wa shule waliamulia wakule shuleni, hapo at least tulirudi chini. Hapo ndio penye biashara ilirudi ikarudi chini.
She narrates on how they face some challenges with the open air market hotel management, among them being lack of street lights, which give them a hard time in their work as they cannot work past 7 p.m.
Isitoshe, kabla COVID-19 kuingia, tulikuwa tunafanya mambo na outside catering. We have tools, equipments, ni vile tu bado tuko chini na mambo ya kukuwa registered. Lakini hapa niko na watoto wenye wamesoma, wengine wamesomea hii kazi ya hotelia, wengine ni walimu. Lakini kwa vile kazi hakuna, wamejishikilia hapa na naona maisha yao, they are performing well.
She urges the county government of Bungoma to check on the restrictions given over the COVID-19 pandemic.
County government, especially county government of Bungoma, hapa kwa municipal market tungelikuwa na kitu kama electricity, ambapo tunaweza extend kufanya kazi hadi hata saa 2 ya usiku hivi, kama hizi matown zingine, nadhani at least inaweza kutuboost. Upande wetu hapa, kwa vile hatuna light, curfew haiwezi ikatudhuru sana kwa sababu hii soko yetu inafungwa saa 12.
She urges her fellow traders to come up strongly, focus on the main issues of making ends meet and be prayerful.
Kupata nafasi hapa ni vile tu we mwenyewe tu vile unajieleza. Unajua uwezi enda kwa ofisi fulani unataka kufanya kazi ya welding hapa ambapo hakuna. Nilionelea hii soko kwa sababu tuko na vitu kama samaki, especially hapa is meant for fish, na saizi kuna scarcity ya fish. Sasa nilionelea badala hizi stalls zibaki hivi, nichukue nifanye kazi, at least to promote the county government.
Antonio Sundwa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.